Come on with it.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey there, and thank you for joining us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. This NBA season didn't take long to get interesting, but these two gentlemen have always captured our interest. Say hello to Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Hello, Kenny.
Hey, how are you?
Hello, Shaq. Moments away, it'll be the Indiana Pacers going up against the Chicago Bulls. Last outing for the Bulls, unsuccessful, coming away with a loss to the 76ers at Wells Fargo Center. They split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. And guys, we'll get to see Freak play in this one. He was one of the bigger names in college, jumped to the NBA after 1 year. Shaq, you left early as well. How hard of a decision was it to leave school?
Well, it's never an easy decision. Each person has different reasons why they want to leave. Financial responsibility, just getting tired. In my case, the Hack of Shaq was created. I was getting beat up too much, and I heard my main man, Dick Vitale, say if Shaq leaves, he'll be the #1 pick. So I didn't want to go back, get hurt, and possibly drop.
Yeah, because you could have been #2 if you stayed here, I'll tell you. But, this guy, Freak, because if you would have played in that era with Freak, I don't know, Shaq. This guy, he left school early, but he is something unique, different. But I thought bringing his skills to the NBA was big because that helps refine your game a little bit. He's ready. This guy was ready, Shaq.
I have an announcement. You know why he plays so well?
Why?
I'm his father.
Dun, 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 dun.
Love you, son. Congratulations.
That's one of the warmest and fuzziest stories I've heard all season long.
Way to keep up with him his whole life.
I've been working.
Let's go to Kevin Harlan. They're ready for the tip. I've been working.
Always a majestic view of the War Memorial here in downtown Indianapolis. It's Friday night and live on 2K Sports. We're going to bring you the NBA in all its excitement. Hi, this is Kevin Harlan, joined by my partners Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. The Pacers still playing on their home court in this one and going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season. The previous season series split right down the middle. These teams. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. So for Chicago right now, Freak, he's in at 3. Portis is out there with Mirotic. And there's Livingston. And it's Snell in at the shooting guard. Freak passes to Mirotic. Tries from 16. It's rebounded by Indiana. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
And nothing to be ashamed about in that game. It was a great effort, I thought, all around. They just needed to have 1 or 2 breaks go their way.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, both teams I thought played well enough to win the ball game, and yet it doesn't work out that way. There are no ties, so unfortunately they were the ones who came up short.
Freak, second shot opportunity, and the layup by Mirotic. Mirotic has got his first points of the game.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow, just like he got there.
Stuckey passes to Olsen. Three-pointer. The shot misses. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. Coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
And that result was no surprise because they played very loosely with the basketball.
They sure did. There's no question about it. And when you come out on the wrong end of the turnover battle, you're often going to be on the wrong end of the scoreboard as well, Greg. You know that.
Here's Livingston. Nice teamwork to set up the big play and make the space for the J.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Here's Olsen. Mirijic grabs the miss.
And he just hasn't been able to make anything this quarter.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
Man, they are just living at the line.
Yeah, doing an outstanding job of attacking offensively and forcing the issue.
Stuckey drives inside. No one near Turner as he lets it go. And the Pacers can't get it to go. The Bulls leading by 8. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. It's stolen by Hill. And now Stuckey running the floor all by himself.
Tell you what, that was all made possible by the heads-up defense at the other end.
And I love that as soon as they get their hands on the basketball, they immediately get out in transition.
Here is Livingston. Mirijic the screen. Shot, high post. Nice jump shot. Good. Livingston's got his second basket of the night.
And really, the defense didn't do a lot to fight around that screen on that possession.
Here, talk to Monte Ellis. He says he feeds off his doubters. He loves to hear.
I think I had that all my life.
And Monte Ellis is still trying to prove people wrong now in Dallas. So Chicago ends up going with the new group. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. We've got Rodney Stuckey. Hill is out there with Turner. Then there's Solomon Hill. And it's Olsen in at the 1. That's the Pacers 5. And it's Freak missing. Pacers trail by 18. Pass to Stuckey. Olsen covered by Mirijic. Shot clock at 6.
2 minutes.
High arcing shot. He muscles it in through the contact and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
How about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Yeah, we call that playing through the whistle. You know, he didn't give up on it when he heard the whistle. He kept his focus, his concentration, and he found a way to get the shot up and down.
Here's Freak. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. And the Bulls lead by 18.
The field goal percentage has been bumped up into the high 50s now.
And when you're shooting like this, you should be winning. They're scoring with tremendous efficiency.
Here's Olsen. And it's Freak with the rebound. Well, we all know that Freak changed sides recently, but it's a challenge he's up to and wanted. It can be intimidating, you know, Clark, to join a new team, but I think he's okay with it.
Yeah, I think so, too. I mean, he knows there are going to be some rough spots and a bit of a learning curve. But eventually things smooth out, and Freak knows how to fit in with the team, and this roster definitely looks stronger with him on it.
He feeds it to Snell. Livingston kicks to Freak. The shot misses. Hill with some nice D. Stuckey outside. Olsen covered by Mirijic. Here's Olsen, and the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
And that one's good.
You know, it looks like they've recalibrated their approach away from trying the 3-ball.
Yeah, they started out a little slow from out there, trying something different now.
16 seconds left in the second quarter. Feeds it to Turner. No one near him. Takes a big height bounce and goes in.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
And so that brings the first half to a close. It's Chicago. And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys. Chicago making some changes. We've got 1:23 left in the third quarter of the game. So for Chicago right now, Freak, he's in at small forward. Tony Snell is out there with Livingston. Then there's Mirotic. Freak passes to Portis. Turner with the steal. Stuckey outside. Six on the shot clock. Chicago grabs the miss. They led by as many as 18 points. The dish to Mirotic. He's got a clear path. Here's Olsen. Lays it in off the breakaway. He's got 10.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
Livingston dishes to Freak. In the corner, Snell with it. Here's Mirotic. Hill pulls it in. Hill's got his third rebound on the night. Here's Freak. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. Livingston's got his fourth assist in this one. Here's Olsen. It's hauled in by the Bulls. Mirotic has got 5 rebounds tonight. 1 second left. Offline.
And now, let's hear it for your Pace fans. Now let's get it on.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter.
Substitution on the court.
Chicago with the ball. It's a 14-point game. They've got Paul George, Maurice Spates out there with Carlos Boozer. Then there's Rodney Stuckey, and it's Olsen in at the 2. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Stuckey outside. He dishes it to Spates. Nails it from the high post.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Out left to the wing. And a wide open look for Freak. And so Chicago takes this one. And by a big...
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Jimmy Butler. Talk about lighting it up in the second quarter. My word, that was just huge, and the impact carried them through the entire game. What'd you notice about his performance, Kenny?
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call...
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. And it is Magic basketball tonight as the Orlando Magic go up against the Chicago Bulls in their house, United Center. Last outing for Chicago, they ended up with a win against the Pacers at Bankers Life Fieldhouse. A terrific underdog win in that last game. They're feeling good, looking to keep it up tonight. There are a lot of really exciting players in Orlando, some freakish athletes to say the least. Which Magic player would you say, Kenny, is the most exciting to watch?
Ooh, most exciting? But most intriguing I'm waiting to see probably is Aaron Gordon. You know, he didn't get a lot of chances last season, but he showed he could be a load and have a handful of athletic plays that will get you on our show on 2K Sports.
That's a good choice, Kenny, but I'm going to go with my main man, Victor Oladipo. He's slowly growing into a star, and he can play both guard spots.
How about some Elfrid Payton,
Ooh,
too?
I like Alfred. I love the hair, man. If I had his hair, I would give $5,000 for every strand.
If I had his hair, I would cut it off and become bald.
Oh, I like his hair.
Time for tip. We send it to Kevin Harlan for the call.
Starting at small forward, at 6'9", number 34, Mike Dunleavy. The man in the middle from Florida, 6'11", number 13, Joakim Noah.
Live coverage of the NBA here on 2K Sports. A happy Sunday evening to you and yours. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Iritich comes in for Dunleavy. Freak's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And it's Livingston in for Derrick Rose. And so in the game for the Magic, they've got Tobias Harris. He's out there with Dwayne Dedman. Hezonia's out there with Watson, and it's man in at the 2 spot.
The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
Hezonia, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. The Magic shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
That's good from Hezonja. The Bulls making a switch here. Snell's checked in. Both good from the line that time. 1:58 left in the first quarter. Livingston passes to Freak. Here's Miritich. Cans the shot with nobody near him. And there's 1:45 left in the first quarter. Watson dishes to Harris. A step-back shot here. That one wide left. For Orlando, they won their last contest, that game against Oklahoma City.
And we've talked about how in the NBA you've got to earn your points the hard way, and that really wasn't the case in that game for them.
No, there was no hard way about it. I mean, they got their points easily on dunks and layups against a defense that really didn't offer much of a fight.
Harris missing again.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Snell, no good.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And he gets the bucket.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Freak kicks to Gibson. Gibson the screen. Clock at 6. Shoots from the high post. That is good. Magic leading by 3. Here's man. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today. Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Bulls have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
There's 14 seconds left in the first. Watson, the pass to Harris. The turnaround, that's good, and the assist goes to Watson. Harris has got 5 now.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
And that's not going to go. The offense coming. And Pau Gasol, after some great years and some difficult years, talks about now his newfound excitement playing with the Chicago Bulls. I think you'd have to say that Gasol's decision to go to Chicago, Clark, was great. He clearly gave it a lot of... It's up going with the new group. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Freak, he's in at small forward. Tony Snell is out there with Livingston. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Mirotic in at the 4 slot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Magic leading by 6. Pass to Hazania. Pick by Vucevic. Off the pick. Chicago grabs the miss.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Livingston kicks to Freak. To the inside. Mirotic. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
There's the screen. Dishes it to Vucevic. Here's Dedmon. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Dedmon's got the lead up to 8 now for the Magic.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment.
Watson dishes to Vucevic. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Dedmon's shot is off. Bulls have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Snell, the pass to Freak, and that one's good. Freak's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, they really started to come on here in the second.
Clark, it's about how much more focused they looked offensively here. They're trying to make up some ground.
To the paint, here's Vucevic. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Vucevic has got the lead, back up to 8 now for the Magic. Gibson the screen. Livingston kicks to Gibson. And there's Mirotic on the assist for Gibson. 6 points for Nikola Mirotic.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
And it's Harris off the drive. Mirotic grabs the miss.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Livingston dishes to Freak. That's good. And now it's just a 4-point Magic lead. Feeds it to Vucevic. Baseline J on the way, and he gets it to go. Vucevic has got 8.
You love for any trip down the floor to end with a shot like that.
And the first half is now in.
Hey, Kevin, with Derrick Rose. Derrick, how does it feel to get back out there on the basketball floor here for the new season ahead?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Great to have you back, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
All right, Doris, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow here on 2K Sports. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far.
Well, Peyton in this one, 12 points and 1 steal. Seems like he's making everything he looks at.
Automatic, guys. Just...
Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. And so in the game for the Magic, Harris is out there with Hazonia. Then it's Dwayne Dedman. Then it's Watson. And it's Mann in at the 2. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started. Chicago trailing here. And for Chicago, Freak, he's in at 3. Mirotic is out there with Noah. Then there's Tony Snell. And it's Livingston in at the 1 spot. That drops. Here are the Magic now. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. There's a screen. Here's Hazonia. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And the Magic lead by 1.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Noah, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stage. And so it's Chicago winning this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
This win was punctuated by some quality defensive plays. How important is the defensive execution to your success?
Well, defense got to be always our motor. You know, we get some stops. We're doing a good job defensively. Everything will be okay from that point on. So we just got to continue to emphasize our defense.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Ip.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jimmy Butler. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted. And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.
the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports, along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm Ernie Johnson. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, they've started the season with 2 wins and 2 losses. Not stupendous, but there have been some positive moments in those 2 wins that they might be looking to duplicate here tonight. And one of the guys we'll be seeing tonight is Al Horford. He's not a flashy guy by any means. Has never gotten all that much national media love, but Shaq, wouldn't you say he is as solid a post player as you'll find?
You know what? He doesn't do anything with flash and doesn't have the big contract, but he plays like it. I just want to say muchas gracias, papi. He's from Dominican Republic.
Oh, muy bien. Well, he does everything you want a post player to do. I mean, honestly, he passes the basketball. He can handle it off a rebound. He moves it, post moves. He's improved his outside shot. But the only thing I would say is improve being more aggressive. I'd like to see Al at times try to get 30.
And that does it for us.
Muy bien.
The Hawks play before the hometown crowd, and we've got it live right here from Atlanta, Georgia. Last game for the Hawks, it was a loss to Miami. And guys, the hometown fans not pleased with it. Corver. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Iritic comes in for Pau Gasol. Freak's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Livingston in for Rose. Taking a look at the Bulls. Freak, he's in at 3. Taj Gibson is out there with Iritic. And there's Livingston. And it's Butler in at the 2.
Al Horford impeding the defense there with the solid screen.
And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen. And now let's have a look at the teams that were last year's best from the free throw line. The Hawks, number 1.
You know, they made that a point of emphasis a season ago. I mean, they spent a lot of time in practice drilling their free throws, and I think it really paid off with the best percentage in the league.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Muscala comes in for Al Horford, and Justin Holiday subbed in for T. The dish to Butler. To the inside, there's Freak. Rebounded by Hardaway. The Hawks leading by 7. Splitter sets a screen. And Holiday, here we go. Takes the 12-footer and hits. Holiday's got his first basket. Here is Livingston. He's guarded by Schroeder. And count it, the shot is good. He'll go to the free throw line.
Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes. Like conducting an orchestra.
Tony Snell's checked in for Butler. Schroeder kicks to Holiday. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. We've got 1:28 left to play in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. He dishes it to Schroeder. Shoots the 3. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And then in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got. Boy, he made a nice little bounce pass there. We call that the pocket pass, and he did it well.
Pass to Hardaway. He kicks it to Splitter. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Hardaway.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
Livingston dishes to Freak. It's stolen by Schroeder. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And that's what you like to see right there. A solid move to give himself some room and take it inside.
Livingston kicks to Freak. There's the pass to Livingston. Gibson the screen. Here's Freak. And a great job by the D contesting that shot and forcing the miss. dishes it to Micael to the left wing. Hardaway passes to Splitter, and now it's a double-digit lead.
You could not diagram a better way to open a quarter.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the lead they've jumped out to already. What a start.
Atlanta shooting their first free throw of the night here. Here's Snell, looking for his first basket still in this one. Passes it to Livingston. Here's Freak. From the top of the key, he buries it. Schroeder. The shot, no good. Offense, the order. And the Gasol brothers, both starters in the All-Star game last season. It's the first time that's happened in NBA history. Pau talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark. Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, and the Hawks will go for a different look here. Splitter is checked in for Horford. Micael comes in for Paul Millsap. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Cephalosha. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Kyle Korver. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. Freak's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Livingston in for Rose. Taking a look at the Bulls. Freak in its small forward. Mirotic out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Livingston in at the 1 spot. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Hawks.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another thing they've done well, guys, this first half is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
Justin Holiday's checked in for the Hawks. And a change for the Bulls. Tony Snell's checked in for Butler. And Holiday kicks it over to Schroeder. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. The Hawks have made 4 free throws from the line and missed 2.
Another trip to the stripe for him, and I tell you what, a little bit of a different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well. Seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
Feeds to Holiday. Kicks to Splitter. In the corner, Hardaway with it. Splitter sets a screen. Hardaway dishes to Splitter. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Chicago trailing here. The feed to Livingston. It's Freak, top of the key. Releases. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. Atlanta's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. And good on the basket. Book it. And the Hawks lead by 4. The Bulls shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. Mirotic, the screen. Here's Freak. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure what his mindset or what he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
Gibson with the steal. Freak kicks to Snell. Looking for Gibson. He gets it there. The Bulls have made the most out of their opportunities at the line. They have yet to miss in 7 attempts.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
Hitting your free throws is a good way to get back into it. It stops the clock and extends the game. I mean, you want to take advantage of that situation. And they're shooting much better from the line here in the second quarter. So far, they haven't missed one.
30 seconds left now here in the second. Schroeder kicks to Hardaway. That 3 off the mark. The Bulls shooting and feeling it offensively in the second quarter. They're shooting 60%. Livingston passes to Gibson. And it's Freak missing.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close. Here's
Schroeder. And the first half comes... We have a close ball game on our hands as we get... And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Splitters checked in for Horford. Mike Muscala comes in for Paul Millsap. Tim Hardaway Jr. is checked in for Cephalosha. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Kyle Korver. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. Freaks checked in for Dunleavy. And it's Livingston in for Rose. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Teague. Then there's Hardaway. Then it's Splitter. And it's Muscala in at the force line. So that's the lineup for Atlanta.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Atlanta making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. And he gets it to go. Muscala's got his first 3 points of the game.
It has been a three-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive. Some big points there. I mean, they got him on a nice play to get the ball right to the bucket.
And exactly what they're looking for down the stretch, Clark. Just more of the same.
And that one's good.
Really good awareness right there on the assist.
Bulls trail by 6. 56 seconds left in the third. Freak. Can't get it to go. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. They've led by as many as 11 points. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And they really took care of business against this group last year, winning the season series.
Exactly. 2 top teams in the conference. They want to continue that success this season as they look long-term towards playoff season.
Down low. It's Butler that time on the assist by Livingston. Livingston's got 5 assists in the game. Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. Inside. Mirotic grabs the miss.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
That's tipped. Knocks it loose. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. And so the Hawks take the win. Probably a little closer than...
Plenty of battling out there tonight. At what point did the team start to really respond in terms of trying to stay on top of the momentum in this game?
It all started the second half. We didn't do a good job the first half. We let them hang around. But, at least we reacted better the second half. This is one of those games that we just had to, will our way to win this.
You toughed it out, Al. Thank you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Al Horford. He simply had a dominant third quarter, and it quickly became apparent he wanted to exert his control over the tempo of the game.
Boom, 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 boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they...
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Chicago Bulls. For Chicago, this is their first time facing off this season. Last year, they split the season series at a game apiece. We're going to be watching Joakim Noah in this one, former Defensive Player of the Year. What he gives this team goes far beyond what you see in the stat sheet, though. And Shaq, you used to go surfing with him in Hawaii.
Surfing?
Is this correct? Is this correct?
Yeah, we had to stop because, you know, he's a wild child. I'm out there one day. He's behind me. I fall off. When I come up, his surfboard hits me in the head. I got a gash on my head. So no more surfing with me.
Oh, that's where that gash came from?
Yeah.
What?
From him. But
Come on,
yes,
man.
yeah, but, you know, he's my guy. You know, what I like about him is his energy and presence on the floor rub off on everyone else on the team. He's an emotional leader, and the way he plays, it just motivates everybody out there. But no more surfing for me in this game.
Have you been surfing with Joe?
Never been, but I didn't know he was that team-oriented where he would just, like, be part of a surf crew. But that guy plays great on both ends of the floor. His passing ability, his leadership, what makes him different. But now his surfing skills makes him the best NBA center.
You really believe he went surfing with Joakim Noah?
I would love the video from that.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
We're in the place they call the United Center in Chicago, the home of the Bulls, where today we'll be broadcasting live. Looking at Chicago, they want to turn it around after that loss to Atlanta at Phillips Arena.
Yeah, their defense got sliced.
With an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. Freaks checked in for Dunleavy. And it's Livingston in for Derrick Rose. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Adams, he's checked in for Canty. Mitch McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. Smith checked in for Kevin Durant. And Anthony Morrow subbed in for Dion Waiters. So for Oklahoma City right now, they've got Adams, Anthony Morrow out there with Russell Westbrook. Then it's Smith, and it's McGarry in at the 4 spot. Just 4 to shoot. Westbrook, no good.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Here's Gibson, and the rejection by Smith. They grabbed their own miss. Shot's good by Gibson.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless.
Here's McGarry. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. While there's a break in the action, let's take a look at the players who had the most steals in the league last season. Russell Westbrook is second.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
Tony Snell's checked in for Butler. Both good from the line that time. Well, Chicago's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Mirotic, a screen on Westbrook. And that'll be Oklahoma City's ball as it goes out of bounds.
Well, we've got a moment to look back at last year's Bulls. First in rebounding, first in blocks. And they were also #1 in opponents' points per game. They really do a nice job controlling the pace and getting after it defensively.
And you touched on their rebounding, just prolific in that area. Tremendous energy and physicality when attacking the glass.
Morrow kicks to Westbrook. Shot clock at 5. For 3, Smith. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Really good job of creating just enough space to let that one fly.
Freak dishes to Mirotic. He feeds it to Freak. Shoots from 12. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Freak's got his first basket of the night.
Nice, accurate pass right into the middle.
Smith outside. And here's Morrow outside. The shot no good.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Here's Freak. Hits the front of the rim and out. Looking at Oklahoma City, they took the win in their last game against the Brooklyn Nets.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play. And that sends Freak to the free throw line. It's going to be on Josh Smith. For Chicago, they have shot 75% at the line tonight, going 3 for 4.
And if we want to take a look back, they converted about 76% from the line.
The free throw off from Freak. Gibson passes to Freak. Thunder with the rebound.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Josh Smith about his development throughout his NBA career. Kind of hear that growth in his voice, don't you think? And it's interesting. So Chicago ends up going with a new group. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Kevin Durant. And Anthony Morrow subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Freak, he's in at 3. Livingston is out there with Tony Snell. Then there's Mirotic, and it's Gibson in at the center position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Mirotic's shot is off. Thunder trailing by 9. Here's Waiters. 14 points from him the last game against Brooklyn.
And what I enjoyed when watching that game was the way he balanced getting his shot and also incorporating his teammates. And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
There's Freak, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And let's see the stat sheet here on Josh Smith. How he did last season. Averaged about 9 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And fellas, I would say he's been overachieving a little bit lately. Hopefully, this is a sign of greater things for the future.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Right wing. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And that one's good. Freak.
And after that ragged first quarter, they're getting some momentum, some confidence. Nice flow.
Yeah, and, you know, the game of basketball, as you well know, Greg, and guys, is a game of runs. So their offense is starting to move in a positive direction now. Nice upswing here.
And here's Morrow outside. Rebound by the Bulls. Gibson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Livingston kicks to Freak, the 17-footer. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. And going against Chicago, their first meeting of the season.
And you have to love it when there's a matchup like this. Two teams that are at the top of their respective conferences going at it.
Well, you know, they split their meetings last season, and the way both of these...
And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. Freak's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Livingston in for Rose. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Adams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. McGarry comes in for Serge Ibaka. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Kevin Durant. And Anthony Morrow subbed in for Dion Waiters. So for Oklahoma City right now, McGarry out there with Adams. Then there's Anthony Morrow. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Smith in its small forward. Butler kicks to Livingston. The shot's good on the assist by Butler. Livingston's got his first bucket of the night. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Yeah, I think you also have to give them a lot of credit for how well they've risen up to meet shooters to challenge shots in this game. A lot of blocked shots tonight.
Freak dishes to Livingston. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
And how about a little bit of showmanship there as he increases the lead?
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Smith on the wing. Passes to McGarry. Back to Smith. Pass to Westbrook. Another miss by Westbrook. The Bulls leading by 15. Gibson the screen. Here's Freak. Shot is no good. Westbrook with the nice D there. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Craps in the tray. Westbrook's got 7 points for the quarter.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way. Well, I think he kind of alligator armed that one, short-stroked it. After doing a nice job to get open, he didn't finish the shot.
Here's Morrow. Beyond the arc. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly. Chicago making some changes. Mirotic is checked in for Gasol. Freak comes in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Livingston in for Derrick Rose. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Dion Waiters. Freak, he's in at small forward. Mirotic out there with Noah. Then there's Tony Snell. And it's Livingston in at the point guard position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And every win important. And this one will go down as win number 3.
And it always feels good to get that first win in the season series. Going head-to-head twice this year, this will put them up 1-0 so far against the Thunder.
A good win, and a lot went into it. But I just like the showing for Derrick Rose. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
Durant with another miss. Snell kicks to Livingston. Here's Freak. And the Bulls with another miss. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin.
Well, a nice win for you tonight, Joe Kim. What was the attitude of the team coming into this game and just in general?
Yeah, we played hard tonight. We're getting better. We just got to keep going. You know, it's a work in progress. And, you know, we just got to keep fighting, and get as many W's as possible.
Congratulations.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the Derrick Rose. Shaq, what'd you like about his game?
We saw Rose explode tonight. His dual threat ability, being able to score
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan,
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away, it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the Bulls out in Chicago. For Chicago, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. Hey, let's talk about Ricky Rubio, the Spanish playmaker. A good example, Kenny, of a guy whose impact goes beyond the stat sheet.
Sí, defensivo es muy bien, pero a little bit underrated as an offensive player as well. I was going to go the whole thing in Spanish, but
thank you for not.
You know, I am very bilingual. But he jumps the passing legs on the defense. He's 6'4", rangy, muy difícil. Muy difícil to guard.
Muchas gracias, dame besos.
Give you a kiss.
Te amo el padrino. That's what I said?
Yeah, you said
I was
dame
trying to
besos.
say he's underrated defensively. He can jump lanes and cause problem with his 6'4" frame. I got a new nickname for him, too.
What's that?
La Pistola.
La Pistola.
La Pistola.
Ah, there you go. Just about game time. Let's get to Kevin Harlan.
We're broadcasting from Chicago as the Bulls get ready to take the hardwood here at the United Center. Looking at Chicago, they took the win in their last game against the... Going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. Freaks checked in for Dunleavy. And it's Livingston in for Rose. Minnesota also making some changes. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Towns. Zhang comes in for Mike Scott. And Shabazz Muhammad subbed in for Kevin Martin. So on the floor for Minnesota, in the backcourt, Rubio and Muhammad. Gorgie Dang is out there with Pekovic. And it's Wiggins in at the 3. And it's Rubio penetrating. Here's Pekovic. And Gibson sends it back.
So far on the glass, it hasn't even been close.
Yeah, they're taking it to him. It feels like they've gotten every loose ball.
Livingston kicks to Freak. Right side, Butler. Feeds to Livingston. Mirotic, a screen on Rubio. 5 to shoot. Takes the 3. That's good for Mirotic on the assist by Freak. Mirotic has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going. Zhang, and he comes off the screen and slams it through.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Livingston dishes to Freak. Mirotic passes to Butler. Here's Freak. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Not the best shot right there with a good defender draped all over you.
I agree with you. I mean, not the shot they were hoping for, but he can really cause problems with his defense.
The Bulls leading by 10. Livingston kicks to Freak. Pass to Mirotic. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Livingston, that's good.
And the offense has come together immediately. I mean, they're threatening to run away with this thing already.
Greg, it's hard to imagine they'll stay this hot for 4 quarters, but if they even approximate that, watch out.
And Butler, here we go. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. Tony Snell's checked in for Jimmy Butler. Timberwolves also changing it up. Kevin Garnett, he's checked in for Jen. And Levine subbed in for Ricky Rubio.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Chicago's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Livingston. Pekovic with the rebound.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Here's Levine. Garnett, the screen. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a...
Going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Freak comes in for Mirotic. Jimmy Butler, he's checked in for Tony Snell. And it's Rose in for Sean Livingston. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Towns, he's checked in for Nikola Pekovic. Gorgie Dang comes in for Kevin Garnett. Mike Scott's checked in for Andrew Wiggins. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Levine. On the court for Minnesota. In the backcourt, Rubio and Muhammad. Towns is out there with Gorgie Dang. And it's Scott in at the small forward position. And he sinks the second. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Rose against Rubio. He feeds it to Towns. Now here's Muhammad. He's covered closely. 6 to shoot. Gibson with the steal. Now here's Rose. The fast break opportunity. Here's Freak. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That's foul number 2 for him.
Boy, that's his second foul, and he does not want to pick up number 3 here. That'll mess your game up for sure.
Towns sets the pick for Rubio. Gets to the rim for 2 with the D all over him. Rubio's got his second basket of the night. The Bulls leading by 9. Down low, here's Freak. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
And Rubio kicks to Scott. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Muhammad. Rebound by the Bulls. They've led by as many as 14 points.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
2 minutes, 2
Just 5 to shoot. They grab their own miss. Noah off target at the rim. Timberwolves trail by 11. Scott kicks to Muhammad. Misses for the 5th time this game, marking at 1 for 6. Rose passes to Butler. Here's Gibson. No luck. And Minnesota now the other way. They defeated the Wizards in their last game.
The thing I took away from that game was just how dominant they were on the backboard.
Well, it would have been hard not to see how dominant they were based on the numbers. I mean, they just completely dominated the glass. Part of the reason that they're down is that they haven't been as strong in the paint here. I mean, they've gotten away from taking that ball into the paint with force and strength and attitude.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Martin's checked in.
Okay, fans, now coming out of the court are your level Bulls. Make some noise and cheer them on.
And looking at some numbers for Martin, how he performed last season. He was around 16 points per last year. 2 assists and 3 rebounds. And no secret, he can score the ball. #1 on the team last year.
And, you know, he likes being the go-to guy. You can see it in his swagger. And, boy, he sure lit it up last season.
Freak kicks it to Noah. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Noah's got 5 points so far.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
There's the dish to Scott. Rubio outside. Martin kicks to Scott. Back to Martin. Shoots. Chicago grabs the miss. This, their first chance to take a look at Minnesota this season.
Yeah, an interconference matchup, and these are 2 teams at different ends of the spectrum as far as the talent is concerned.
Well, you know, they swept the season series a year ago. The expectation is they'll do the same thing again this time around.
The drive by Rubio. And Muhammad has it in the corner, and the foul called on Freak. The Timberwolves shooting their second and third free throws tonight. And that one falls for Muhammad. So both teams. The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Bulls lead by 8, and a chance.
Well, Pow, tell us what have been the key aspects to how this team is playing so far through the first 2 quarters.
Oh, just had to be aggressive from the beginning, take the shots that were there, move the ball, we're being unselfish. We were defending better in the first quarter, and we were able to knock down the shots.
Pow, thank you for the time.
All right, the second half beginning in just a moment. Gasol doing. Gibson's checked in for Chicago. Freak comes in for Mike Dunley. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Zhang's checked in. Rose is the 1 with Butler as the 2. The big men are Gibson and Noah. And it's Freak in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Block shots, a stat that sometimes doesn't tell the whole story. Big-time shot blockers aren't always elite defenders. And then the opposite is true. Their block shot totals don't quite capture that great impact they really have defensively.
You know, and Akeem the Dream, certainly one of the greatest all-around players to have ever played the game. An endless array of offensive moves down low, no doubt. And defensively, his numbers speak for themselves. I mean, almost 4,000 career blocks, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, just a legendary low-post defender.
Butler on the wing. And again, no good by Chicago.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Rubio against Rose. Jang dishes to Towns. The drive by Rubio. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. The Bulls leading by 11. Here's Freak. And the Bulls with another miss.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
Yeah, and I think the quickness of the closeout really threw him off.
And he should thank the D for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
Rose passes to Freak and stolen by Jang. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. And a wide open look here for Wiggins, and it's off from 3-point range. To the middle, it's tipped. Here's Noah. The Bulls keep it alive.
Multiple possessions have been the story of the game, and even with the big lead, this team continues to be quicker to the ball.
And Rubio kicks to Wiggins. Again, Wiggins missing. The Bulls shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Here's Rose. Wiggins with the block. Now, here's Rubio. Not a lot of room. They double in with Freak. Wiggins outside. And the foul called on Freak. Minnesota also making some changes. Towns, he's checked in for Gorgie Dang. Garnett comes in for Kevin Martin. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Levine.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Bulls.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capabilities.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And a great team effort, but still, what an individual performance for Derrick Rose. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
So on the floor for Minnesota, Anthony Towns and Pekovic are up front. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Ricky Rubio, and it's Garnett in at the 3 slot. So he gets them both. And so here is Chicago. The clock now can just run out for the Bulls. Livingston dishes to Freak, and the pass to Bennett. Here's Freak. And it comes off the front of the rim. And here's Jones. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big...
Well, Pal, congratulations on the win here. How satisfying is this victory for you and the team?
It's satisfying just because we got another great win. And the way we've been playing lately, I think it's just been great, and we just got to keep the momentum going.
Wins help the confidence, Pal. Congratulations. Guys, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight, no matter how.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew. This is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
Man, CC, I'm beat. Another long day, and we